sake of your name, you know hatred, sorrow and pain, while feeling all alone.
Welcome to a small sanctuary, and boy do I have an exciting video for you today. This is going to be my awesome Shavuot / Memorial Day weekend recap. We saved Shavuot in my community. We organized a Shavuot retreat, and I'm going to take you along with both some of the communal celebrations and my private celebrations. But first, challah. So this was part of the prep. I decided to make some whole wheat challah for a change, and here I am braiding it. I will make a challah video separately because I want to do a series on Shabbat, but I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek of my favorite braiding technique, which is 4, because 4 strands gives you a great rise and a nice tall challah, and it just looks beautiful. So as you can see, these challahs are coming fresh out of the oven. I also filled one with za'atar. I made a paste with olive oil and za'atar and garlic salt, filled these strands and then braided them. Here they are looking beautiful. It was a dairy menu for Shavuot, of course, so onion soup, French style, was the order of the day, and my magic secret ingredient to punch that flavor in was Marmite and brewer's yeast. And here is another hack, great cooking hack, of having some puff pastry and making salmon in puff pastry. Looks festive, it's very efficient. I decorated my house with last year's decorations just for a touch of whimsy and floral detail. And I treated myself to some red roses and pink and yellow roses from Costco that we set out on the dining room table. And I have this new Kiddush fountain, which I inherited from dear congregants, and I polished it and made it shine. And my Spode Judaica and Blue Italian really sets the tone for our beautiful dairy dinners and meals that we had for Shavuot. Here are the candles lit for our evening dinner, where we had the salmon and the onion soup, and of course all kinds of cheeses and salads and cheesecake. And I love this counterpoint to the equinox festivals, where for Hanukkah and Shavuot I get to prep my afternoon tea, which is quite a project and something I don't get to do much for the other festival. Quickly come join me for some beautiful singing for Kabbalat Shabbat service at our Shavuot retreat. First time my synagogue did a Shavuot retreat, and it was banging. It was amazing. We put in a lot of work, and my friend American Maidel came and joined me and taught her own sessions on her American Maidel project as well. I am not really showing anyone else's faces to preserve my congregation's privacy, but as you can see here, we had some spirited davening and all-night Tikkun Leyl Shavu'ot learning. We did it. A bunch of us powered through with all-night Torah study and greeted the dawn in a wonderful dawn service as well. It was a perfect day and a perfect night, and davening as the birds were tweeting and the sun was rising was second to none. Back to our home festivities. I have decided that our Shavuot afternoon tea is a time-honored tradition. I made it easier for myself this year because I was crunched for time organizing the retreat for my congregation. So I did get a lot of store-bought things like Costco's cheesecake and made a berry sauce to go with it and other things like that. And that's really okay. I also found these macaroons, or macaron I should say, at Costco, which were delightful. Lox will never set you back, always a success. And we got to celebrate with our dear friends American Maidel and her husband, and it was just a wonderful time. So much food, and I just want to model for everyone that not everything needs to be homemade all the time. I really enjoy cooking from scratch, but it's not a requirement to have a wonderful spread. Make it easy for yourself. Find what works for you and your family or your friends, and delight in the festival rather than being overwhelmed. The onion soup was a real success. Sprinkle in some cheddar, and with that za'atar challah, as you can see here, it was great. And here it is, cheesecake, because you have to, right? In the evening, American Maidel played Junior Catan with my kids, which she gave to us. And tabletop games are such a great way to really celebrate Shabbat and Yom Tov. Here she is teaching us all how to get stuck in. Now next, we are really going to take you on an adventure in more ways than one. Road trip time. This is time for our mikveh. We're going on a mikveh adventure. Woo! I might leave that in though. My friend and I had been reflecting on the imagery of renewing our vows for Shavuot, and we decided to renew our vows to the covenant, to Torah, to God, to the Jewish people by immersing in the mikveh. So here we are, driving to our local lake in the beautiful Midwest to prepare for our immersion. Please join me. Having a rabbi's manual, which allows you to really create and experiment with rituals that imbue your Jewish life with meaning. And that is what we decided to do here. We selected passages from the rabbi's manual that spoke to us, that spoke to our experience, and it allowed us to say, we are recommitting to this. This is a beautiful way of life, and we are here to stay. You got the chance. Would you journey to Mount Sinai again? Let me know in the comments. We arrived at the lake and it was a beautiful time of day, the golden hour. We were a little trepidatious about the temperature of the water because it's still quite early in the season, but that was not going to stop us. So here we are, and I just love this view. This is the mikveh that I use very often in my part of the United States. And it is a beautiful, quiet, peaceful little spot. We had loads of young families enjoying the day as the sun was setting. We found a quiet spot on the beach, reviewed our ceremony, and made our preparations for our immersion. Our intention was, if you've been living a Jewish life for a long time in an active way, how do you find the freshness and the newness in that and fall in love with it again? So we brought that to the waters. After our mikveh, it was time to reward ourselves with an afternoon tea picnic treat. The menu is whipped cream, strawberry muffins, and Earl Grey lavender tea. And I want to take the opportunity here to talk a little bit about the significance of spiritual family. The people you choose in your life to journey through your Jewish life or your spiritual life more generally. Those who hold you accountable, those who support you, those who love you and cherish you and journey with you. In Judaism, this idea of mishpachah is so foundational. And mishpachah, family, doesn't only refer to the kin that are bound to you by blood, but are also bound to you by choice. And spiritual fellowship with people who uplift you and continue to walk with you and inspire you is so important to your own sense of community, both internally and externally with the actual people that you build community with. The idea of chevruta, having a study partner or a partner through life and through Torah and mitzvot, is such a life-bringing and joy-giving thing. One last glimpse at the waters of life before we journey home with the sunset in our backs. This drew our evening and our weekend to a close, and as we drove home, with the sunset turning beautiful oranges and pinks and deep reds and purples, our hearts were full of gratitude for friendship, for community, for Torah, for the presence of the divine in our lives. script. Before my friends left, we had one more shacharit service together in my home with a cup of tea overlooking the sun and just enjoying each other's company. This was an amazing Shavuot and Memorial Weekend experience, and I'm so grateful that we got to redesign it creatively, take ownership over it ourselves, and really relish and enjoy it, to reclaim Shavuot as a festival of commitment, of love, of learning, of community, and of resouling yourself. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and I hope you like this vlog. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.